This presentation aims to examine the public health and environmental concerns related to the use of sewage sludge, as known as biosolids, as fertilizer, specifically focusing on the presence of PFAS chemicals. These forever chemicals are incredibly persistent in the environment and can build up in soil, water, and even our bodies through food. The purpose or objectives will be examining the use of sewage sludge as fertilizer, explain PFAS contamination risks in biosolids, analyze data on PFAS levels and health environmental impacts. Finally, discuss policy implications and public health concerns. So, what is PFAS? PFAS is per and polyfluoroalkyl substance are synthetic compounds widely used for their resistance to heat, water, and oil. These chemicals are persistent in the environment and have been linked to various health issues, including cancers and liver damage. In January 2025, the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency released a draft risk assessment indicating that the application of PFAS contaminated biosolids to farmland poses significant health risk. This is my table of contents. The slide 5 will be the figure 1 biosolids application in the US. Slide 6 will be the figure 2 PFAS concentrations over time. Slide 7 will be the figure 3 PFAS levels in different fertilizers. Slide 8 will be figure 4 sources of PFAS in wastewater. Slide 9 will be the figure 5 health impact of different PFAS compounds. Slide 10 will be the summary, and finally will be the references. The EPA collects annual biosolids reports from roughly 2,250 larger facilities in the U.S. in the 41 states where the EPA is permitting authority. Based on the reports, the EPA estimates for 2023, managed will be around 4 million dry metric tons, as known as DMT, of sewage sludge. The land applied will be around 2.39 million DMT. Incinerated will be around 560,000 DMT. Landfill will be 955,000 DMT, and other management practices like deep well injection and storage, around 92,500 DMT. PFAS have followed a similar patterns of emergence and awareness exhibited by many other anthropogenic environmental contaminants. Figure 2 provides a general timeline of PFAS emergence and awareness that includes categories of synthesis and development, commercial production, health concerns, environmental detection, and reductions or alternatives. This bar graph presents actual PFAS concentration data, specifically PFOA and PFOS, in three common types of fertilizers: biosolids, compost, and chemical fertilizers. As we can see, biosolids fertilizer contains the highest level of both compounds, with PFOA at around 320 nanogram per kilogram and PFOS at approximately 410 nanogram per kilogram. These elevated levels are due to the fact that biosolids are made from treated municipal sewage, which can accumulate PFAS from industrial waste, household products, and even personal care items. Compost shows significantly lower levels with PFOA at 35 nanogram per kilogram and PFOS at 45 nanogram per kilogram. This is because compost can sometimes include contaminant items like food packaging or treated textiles through the overall input is less concentrated than in biosolids. Chemical fertilizers have the lowest PFAS concentrations, PFOA at 7 nanogram per kilogram and PFOS at 9 nanogram per kilogram, mainly because they are synthetically manufactured and do not include organic waste inputs. This pie chart illustrates the various sources contributing to PFAS contamination in wastewater system. Industrial discharge will be 40%, household products will be 25%, food packaging will be 15%, firefighting foam will be 10%, and textile runoff will be 10%. Understanding these sources is crucial for developing targeted strategies to mitigate PFAS pollution in water waste treatment processes. This table summarizes key information about 5 prevalent PFAS compounds, include PFOA, PFOS, Gene X, PFHXS, and PFNA. PFOA linked to kidney cancer and thyroid disease. The EPA has set a maximum contaminant level, which is MCL, of 4 parts per trillion for PFOA in drinking water. Common sources include nonstick cookware and stain-resistant fabrics. PFOS associated with reproductive and developmental effect. That PFOA, PFOS has an EPA MCL of 4 parts per trillion. It's commonly found in firefighting foams and water repellent clothing. Gene X is a replacement for PFOA. Gene X is linked to liver damage and immune effects. The EPA has established a health advisory level of 10 parts per trillion for Gene X in drinking water. It is used in production of non-stick coatings. PFHXS connected to endocrine disruption. The EPA has set a health advisory level of 10 parts per trillion for PFHXS. It's found in stain-resistant fabric and firefighting foams. Finally, PFNA associated with increased cholesterol level and liver effect. The EPA has established a healthy advisory level of 10 parts per trillion for PFNA. It's used in the manufacture of water-resistant coatings. In summary, PFAS are persistent and harmful chemicals that can contaminate soil and food when sewage sludge is used as fertilizer. Biosolids have the highest PFAS levels compared to compost and chemical fertilizers, raising concerns for food safety and health. Major PFAS sources include industrial discharge and household products, which enter water waste systems. These chemicals have been linked to serious health risks like cancer and liver damage, prompting stricter EPA guidelines. Overall, better regulation and safer alternatives to biosolid fertilizers are needed to protect public and environmental health. These are my references. Thank you for listening.